Okay, take two. Hopefully it's fine this time. When I say take two, that's a bad sign, y'all. That's a bad sign, y'all. All right, it sounds cool. I'm probably gonna check it again after I'm done, doing the intro. Stuff PG3 here, and I have arrived back in the Ace Attorney trilogy. It kind of ended the last video all fast, so I didn't really say that I was gonna do this in the same day. So this is being recorded the same day as the last video. We check one more time. Alright, we cool. Actually, I just uploaded a video like 3 minutes ago. It's a 2K video. If you want to watch that, y'all know the YouTube Stuff PG3 is out now. But yeah, let's go. Alright. I read this and like at the end of the last video, but I'm gonna read it again. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start relaxing, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such an important fact. But the next witness is my dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life? Huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right? Here in this very courtroom. Actually, I'm starting to be a lawyer on the side anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Aw, look at young Phoenix, man. In love, bruh. In love, man. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asks for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courtroom. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, what's that? It's the... Bro, I thought this was the evil Matt Eggerty theme, but I guess not. Oh, I see. I say evil like it's like he's just not evil in general. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Ghostbird. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in our downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. But thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be a help of you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Dahlia. Wow. Then we get the to be continued. Wow. If I would have just did this. Oh, what in the world? Nah, that just caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Oh, Roseburg nodded. We will now reconvene, Mr. Payne. Please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution called Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Bro, what in the world? Got Buddy nervous. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that.
Got Buddy Oh, now the witness, could you please state your name? State your full name.
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my goblet. What is happening? Is she just like... I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is mine.
No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go in and say whatever it is on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Feeny? Is that what she called him? That is not a good nickname, bro. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. If only it took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. I have been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some of the students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never. There's more than enough, witness. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case with a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once. Bro, why is she looking at us like that, bro? In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girly. What is what are, like, now I'm curious, like, what is the history there? Like, clearly it's something, I don't know, bro, that's kind of, alright, we gonna skip all that. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep and find a contradiction on this one. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the formology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. Is that from you? It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku. Haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, that makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How could I be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and undefined.
That's right, Miss Faye.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole thing. Fina would never do a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge would get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? She obviously capping right now, girl. Like, feeble liars are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we?
I would never.
Miss Faye, I would not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now, should really just make that man fool by staring at him. Now, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant palm prints was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will, if you don't mind. I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that moment,
I said that.
and at that time, there were only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Yo, get this, bro. What you mean you like the sound of that? Like what, bro? When you say students, do you mean the students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the lab, correct? The lab's correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seem kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police?
Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, I knew what happened, my dear.
That girl, she's telling us. Alright, so. Yeah, because. Does this evidence establish that the defendant is lying?
Oh, don't mix me, you're the one who's supposed to know.
Sorry, this is all still kind of new to me.
Well, I've got...
Bro. This isn't going as smoothly as I had hoped. Well, that turned out bad. I could have... It's between these two. Well, it gotta be this one. Gotta be this one. I went to the wrong one. It's either one of these, bro. We just tried this, so we're gonna go with this one because I was about to say it gotta be one of those. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes. That's why it was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear the noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer?
But by all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. Is this her theme? This gotta be her theme song or something. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean the both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, you can see there weren't any contradiction in her testimony after all.
Wait a second, Mia. Testimony just now. She said something that could totally change the whole case. She said there was lightning, but like, nobody said anything about lightning. They said it was just about the rain, so it would have to be, yeah, like, Your Honor, there was a problem with the witness testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
No, not the time for science lesson, for Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh, wow. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. Premise. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there was no lightning strikes on that day of that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to the case. To this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? What is this evidence?
This evidence.
Who is this?
Evidence from the thermology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read it out to the court, the testimony of the thermology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cables. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Like, obviously, it had to be females. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right into Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also come to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here.
Ah!
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order in this court.
Ah, the limitations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said something that are a little different than I remember, though.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give her a new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I witnessed, part 2.
truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind.
Alright, how she go from defending him saying she didn't see anything and now he pushed him twice? That's kind of absurd, bro. Why would he push him twice? I feel like he clearly said that he pushed him and got mad and walked away. What would there be the need to chase him back down? Like what?
The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for a second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I to do the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
She capping, bro. It's kind of crazy how bad she capping right now. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge.
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called.
Oh, come on now. It's just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
This judge has better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Oh, I got an achievement. Beware, Your Honor. So, they're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed in the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Bro, like... So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold.
What?
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both. They would eat and that they would each give the fight after. Well, I wish the best for them both and that they would each give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be supportive.
And what happened after that?
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne were there also found on the back of the leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Nah.
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry. I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrifying sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here. Okay. Alright. So I already know what to pick here. But like, because clearly what she's saying doesn't really add up from what I'm assuming what these students are saying. But I don't know. Because she said less than a minute. Like, that wouldn't mean it happened fast. But they said it gotta be the student's testimony here. You have to be. We gonna go with this. Are we right? We are indeed. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is, what time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p. Yeah.
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interview? The defense proposes that it was during the interview that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Over in this court.
Oh.
This is nonsense. The real murderer.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
Oh. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have at it. Who is the real killer?
Obviously. It could have only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
How could
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dares to you.
Order, Miss Faye. What? I mean, why?
Just to say, Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Death. I said Mr. Death. It was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye?
I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are.
Whoa! Nah. Hearing Phoenix say that, bruh, at this young age, that hold it, man. We used to him saying that plenty of times to the span of 2 games, man. That's his first, man. This is first. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you deaf? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bowley, grab that man.
Achoo, leave my Dolly alone. Achoo, cough. Sigh, that boy. He's got himself way over his head. Oh, Mr. Ghostbird, you're back. It seems I arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident, your newspaper clipping. Okay. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Her boyfriend?
Now then, the defense had made a very serious accusation.
Mr. Payne?
What do you have to say about this?
Can we just look at this now? Like, I mean, he did tell me to look at it. No. Victim Daigo Armando. Occupation suspect Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding the case. Traces of poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. She poisoned him, or allegedly she poisoned him.
Well, really, Your Honor, that is I.
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is I, go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should have let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead.
How could you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe this girl's trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
For further testimony, what
about the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she had no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense reports. Young lady, would you mind staying on just for a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, catfight. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. This beat though. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courtroom basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovely, we literally make people sick. Oh, I thought that was I should have looked. We're so lovely, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we use the same days of my youth. Go get her. I noticed, like, why when I press back it goes back? It didn't do that before. Well, at least in the last game, back was the skip. I guess because it's a it's that, so you can't really skip that because it's not regular dialogue. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hands, you see. So the only way to discredit her to find a contradiction in our testimony. So until that time, you have been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, like, you know.
letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the great judge, Judgini. The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in the courthouse reading room?
That line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I warn you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Keep pressing, obviously. Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with our testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this.
You were writing a paper on what?
On the relationship between modern ceremony and poetry in the criminal underworld.
That sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get in, my dear. So be sure to read it carefully. Alright, so we know this is obviously the police report because she's lying here, but we want to press just so we can get that dialogue in, you know. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, you just look like a typical snotty-nosed college brat.
Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking.
Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from Cow Dog. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney.
Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow?
No, none at all. We parted on very good terms.
But that can't be.
Our investigation also showed that it was a clean breakup.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see.
What a crude thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered even my wife.
No one cares, Mr. Payne.
She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Alright. So we know, we obviously know. She's lying about this. It's obviously in this police report. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in the report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I said Dahlia. Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Don't.
Oh. Okay. Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in the criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order. This is unbelievable. It's true that the loveliest rose can be.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. Eyewitness in pain would not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart, in my butt. Bro, here you go talking about his butt again, bro. Like, I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoid. Bro, he is cooking me, bro. I gotta get this. I don't want to see this man no more, bro. I want this episode to be over, bro. I'm tired of hearing about his cheeks and his hemorrhoids. The poisoning.
Not the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal, at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, you heard from the witness testimony she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense have many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, Mia, you're glowing with the true lawyer aura, my dear. That proud posture, that self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Y'all know how this goes. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. Then all we have to do is find out. Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now just how did it lit student get a hold of poison off things? What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
That lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all about what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense question is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad time.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please. God, those two really are making me ill. Oh, but for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone?
I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet, my perfect little dolly doesn't poop.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better look next time.
Oh, Feeny, please.
The police has already looked into the whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see.
My bottle of eye drop says it's 1/2 fluid ounce,
Which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in Laura's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, where would something like that come from?
Sorry, all I know is what I overheard the police say. He said something about using an advanced chemical process to purify it.
Chemical processes, well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? Alright, now if y'all don't know, I'm pretty sure y'all know by now how she would be able to get something like that. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you. Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison. I think that's good enough. I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested. Alright. Yeah, we all know. We know how she could have got it. Obviously, bro. Our boyfriend at the time. He's the only one that could have done it. That statement oh, wait. Bro. Actually, I don't quite. Alright. Alright, we messed up there. Okay. Alright, nah, it's definitely him. It's definitely him. Alright, yeah, this is the correct one. That's the correct one. Because I was decided, y'all, I picked the wrong one. That's twice in today's video now, but you wouldn't know how to get the kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne had seemed to have access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffin when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why I suddenly gave her that voice, bro.
Could it be?
That's nothing but a baselet.
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in a cup was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. And the fact the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. We know what it is, though. We know what the container is. She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. You're saying I threw the poison container away. I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that. Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and Dahlia and the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container the poison was carried into? What happened to it?
It's in here, bro. It's obvious. Cause if we can remember what Phoenix said, he said she's so shy, she always wants that present back. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness accomplice.
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised it as a present.
What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Wright 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. And for the purpose of hiding that one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What are you saying? There's a deadly poison in here.
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they will find a trace amount.
Order in the court.
On behalf of Dahlia, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't allow you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Bro.
Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is to keep you quieter because of the necklace. I feel like it's definitely because of the necklace. Cause why would she need to keep him quiet if he doesn't know anything? Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asks for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Ball, hurry after him. Bro, I know that man didn't run away. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bullies caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thanks goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now? Bro, Phoenix, cooking me. He cooking me, bro.
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. He gave it to Dahlia. I ate it. Is this nigga serious? This nigga said he ate it? You what?
You ate it?
Bro, this man swallowed a glass. What? It was too big to swallow. Pause. Alright, bro. That just cooked me. So I had to chew it into little bits for. Bro, you chewed the glass too? What the? What?
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop this trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems that the defendant has proven the prosecution case for us. Clearly, the bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
I mean, we did say it didn't contain no poison anymore. How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place as much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the event.
But why?
This may be impossible to begin like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, we would like to proceed with the trial.
Bro. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow, that girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could have only have been her. That girl's a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it. But I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, this is... the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dolly stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back, therefore... Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? It couldn't... Bro. She could have been trying to kill Phoenix, bro. Cause like, he wouldn't give it back. So she was gonna poison him too to take the necklace. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Mr. Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. That bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve the piece of evidence. That can't be true! Damn, Phoenix.
Feeny, what a joke you are.
Whoa! Oh, there it go. We about to see a personality shift now. She even doing a different pose. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I've been told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems you sniveling little crybaby a client has eaten a bottle as a snack. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? Yo, bro. She gotta be a psychopath or something, bro. No, bro. This girl is crazy. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. Nasty old hag is crazy. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you can pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney badge forever, I'm afraid.
No. You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that will establish our guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
As I'll tell you of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish our guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headline for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Wright, please present your evidence. Show this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Now y'all probably like, well, what could it possibly be, y'all? What could it be?
Isn't it obvious?
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, I was the victim. Doug Swallow that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottled necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of the Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put, in a state of panic. Recalled that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yeah, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. She put it in his hand when he was killed already. It's crazy, bro. Nah, she a mass murderer.
Oh, come on now. Everyone, surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey? Oh! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey?
That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again, and I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue. I wish you all the best.
Nah, what she mean by that, bro? Why did she say that? Phew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. Outrageous.
But even so, your witness seemed to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And if I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So if she's so trustworthy, and I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in her, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer, show the rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
My beautiful hair, no.
Bro, this how he lost his hair? That's how he lost his hair, bro.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file paper for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the day.
No, you didn't, bro. Stop the cat. Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor?
Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne?
This can't be. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true, my dear Dolly. Oh, cute.
Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant Phoenix Wright.
Yes, sir. Not guilty. Yes, sir. Yeah, everybody clap it up. Clap it up, everybody. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up.
This court is adjourned.
Of April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. Throwing a verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were... Alright, bro. Look at me. I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like a Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg. You made me think you could stop talking about the... Exactly, Mia. That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it was we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright? Congratulations! Thanks. I was thinking. Go on. The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Bro, you delusional at this point. Bro, Phoenix is a simp, bro. He a simp. He's one of those. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something? Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to go up a little. But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Larry. At this point, Edgeworth wouldn't be with them still, so it really would just be Larry. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I definitely want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who could help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Wow. But they really do though. They really do see each other in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia had passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Turnabout memory. The end, y'all. Yes, sir. Wow. A brand new episode has been added. What is going on in that background, bro? Why is his nose so long? Nah, that's crazy. Alright, y'all. That is the end of the video. We got done episode 1. We knew episode 1 wasn't going to be long. Personally, I'm curious if Dahlia Hawthorne is still out there. She clearly, I don't think she's dead. She was only 20 years old, so yeah. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, and turn post notifications on. And Trials, Tribulations. I'm liking it so far. We really, I feel like I'm gonna like it more when we get to, actually start exploring and looking for evidence to see if they added some new things. You feel me? But yeah, y'all, I'm out.